I think this is a dumb way to do it, honestly. The fact that I have to show him the autopsy report just to get to the next thing, kind of stupid if you ask me. Because how would I know that? How would I know to show to Kazuma specifically? Whatever. This came up in the trial, didn't it? Something a little dubious, I mean. The fact that no time of death was recorded on the Inspector Grayson's autopsy report. Yes, there were some unexpected turns in the courtroom earlier. The position you came up with certainly took everyone by surprise. The idea that the victim died the previous day at some other location is quite something. Well, considering when the pocket watch had stopped, the scorch marks on the candle, it's certainly a distinct possibility. The evidence in the scene both point to it. To be honest, it bothered me too. So I paid a visit to the autopsy room earlier. The coroner responsible wasn't there. I got a name. It's Dr. Gory. If it wouldn't trouble you, Kazuma-sama, we'd very much like to speak with the coroner too. Of course. Last thing I want, for anything to be brushed under the carpet. Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratory is behind Lowgate Cemetery. By Barclay Prison, you mean? Ah, you know it, do you? The prison where my father was incarcerated, robbed of his life. Kazuma-sama. Well, thank you. We'll pay a visit to the laboratory later today. Renosuke, I want to thank you. What for? For this. Safeguarded the soul of the Osaki clan. Well, it's a famous sword that's been in your family for generations. My only slight regret is that I never got the chance to draw it before I returned it to you. Kurama is said to have been forged by a master, a swordsmith during the Sengoku era, awarding states period. I come from a long lineage of warriors, many of whom were expert swordsmen. Well then, you're a chip off the old block, I'd say. This blade, Kurama, the symbol of Osaki clan's honor and might. Apparently, one of my father's apprentices even took the blade's name for a surname. Really? Kurama? That sounds formidable, that's for sure. 16 years ago, when my father was a visiting student here in London, he had the sword forever at his side. Which is why it means so much to me that I have it by my side again now. And that is all thanks to you. It was an honor. Now, I have preparations to make for tomorrow. Perhaps I said a little too much. Kazuma, you've changed. No, Renosuke, I haven't changed at all. It's you who's changed. I can completely understand your resentment of Lord Van Zees, given what happened. But the fact is, those events in this case are, well, unrelated. Is that what you want to say? Let me be so sure. What do you mean? Never mind. That man is the Reaper. That's for the reason that the Inspector was killed. I'm going to prove as much in court tomorrow, by whatever means necessary. I can't let you do that, Kazuma. I know you'll do what you have to as a lawyer. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that I won't be taking any prisoners at the courtroom. Expect nothing less. Till tomorrow, then. Go obey me. Okay. Now we can move. Finally! I don't know why they just didn't give this to us with that. I don't feel like that was needed to have to present it to them. 2nd of November, Forensic Laboratory. Look at how cute everything is now. She decorated with her plushies. This place really is creepy, isn't it? Well, being a dead room, it's probably full of spirits of the dissected. But actually, there's a rather pleasing scent of roses in the air. Well, being a dead room, the corner probably needs a bold scent like that to mask the odor of death. Iris? I think we could change the subject. What was that? Dr. Gory? What? That noise before? I was sharpening my tools. I'd be dead mean if I didn't keep a perfectly keen edge on them. Right. When following the collagen fibers in the dermis in an expertly sharp scalpel, cuts like cheese. Do you like a demonstration? Oh yes, please. I'd love to see it. Then I think you'll do nicely. Huh? No, I wouldn't do nicely at all. I mean, maybe some other time. Was that a tut? Well, I'm here to ask questions. Let's go ahead and examine. This looks different to before. Of course, Miss Nardo. Miss Gory is a young maiden. She has all sorts of charming little dolls and the like around her place of work. Look. I guess you're right. Perhaps she's not so strange after all. They're how I practice. Sorry? Mama always says that operation sections require speed and accuracy. So I take out my needle and thread and stitch them three new dolls every day. Right. I used to make livers or kidneys or intestines. But Mama told me to make something more friendly instead. That's quite different to what I imagined. Look at this. A magnificent display case. The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. Western cabinet makers really are very skilled, aren't they? It's 10 people. Pardon? It's made from the bones of 10 different people, all mixed together. So, my best work. I was admiring the case, actually. That scary skeleton inside is something I intend to ignore as best I can. You're strange. I wonder who is the strangest. Arr! It looks like an owl and crow up there. No, they haven't even twitched since we came in here. Well, no, they wouldn't have. They're taxidermy mounts, Mr. Nardo. I'm afraid you're going to see that. I've been trying very hard to tell myself you're just sleeping with their eyes open. Yes, I think perhaps you were wise with something like your Domra doll on display in the office instead. Sorry. Anything else around here? Oh. Look at all the bottles on the shelves in these cabinets. What assortment of chemicals. These ones here are labeled highly toxic. That's worrying. There are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in there. Oh yes, and they actually say salt and pepper on them. The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Or she has meals here sometimes. Life goes on when you're surrounded by death. True that. Those large jars seem to have pale things floating around inside them. I suppose they're liquors or something. Or like pickled omawashi plums we make back home. Yes, let's assume there's something completely innocent like that. Ah! That jar you're looking at up there contains monkey brains. Oh my. The composition is similar to a human brain, so they make for interesting study material. And in the next jar along, we have monkey... No. No more monkey things. Please. If you say so. Oh dear. Time when I still thought it was just pickled umabashi plums so long ago already. Oof. Bring me back to that era, right? A table and a set of sharp tools. Consider each in isolation. It all looks quite innocent. So why is it that when you put them side by side, it seems so horribly disturbing? It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. That small is the section table. It's too high for me, though. It is? If I fell from the height in my sleep, it would really hurt. You mean you sleep in here? Autopsy work is very involved. Usually too late. I have to think about going home when you're finished. I have bad dreams when I sleep here. I always end up falling onto the floor. So I'd like to exchange that table for a lower one. Maybe you should just go home? Please find a place that's close. Looks like we're all good here. Everything got. So let's see if we can go ahead and present this little plot. Can I ask your opinion about this? Don't forget, you're responsible for putting my mama in jail. Why should I help you? Oops. I guess she is still a bit pissed by that. We have actually met before. I'm a lawyer, if you remember. You're not dead yet. What? So Mama said I wasn't to cut you open. So strict about things like that. Well, good. Dr. Seath has some scruples, at least. Dear, it looks like she's not interested in talking to us for the time being anyway. For the time being? You mean until we die? Well, that's a way off. Sorry, but I wasn't planning on dying anytime soon. Surely there's some less drastic way of making her listen. I'm guessing we have to put her on something. Maybe present the autopsy report? Dr. Corey, we actually came here to ask you about this. He was very good. Good? Sorry? His skin didn't snag my blade once. Very little mess. His joints dislocated easily and his muscles tissues was a pleasure to work with. We could skip those details. But there is one thing about the report that's caught my eye attention. I don't seem to have a recorded a time of death. That's not my fault. I made her jump. Then please, tell us what happened. So, why doesn't this autopsy report include the victim's time of death then? Or the most crucial detail? I was told not to write it. What? By whom? Male Strongheart, the Lord Chief Justice, came here. Lord Strongheart came? He said that from the witness statements about the gunshot and the other evidence, it was obvious. The man clearly died at 5 p.m. on 1st November, when the gunshot was heard. But that's not the time of death you wrote on the report. You didn't write anything. Was there some reason you didn't include it? Dr. Gory, if you're hiding something under Lord Strongheart's instructions, sooner or later, you're going to go to the same way your mother. Give it here, then. Huh? What's she scribbling so furiously? There. You've written it? What? What's she written? Tell us. Indeterminate. But... Oh. What do you mean by that? Why was the time of death indeterminate? When the specimen was brought in, it was still fresh. The time of death could easily have coincided with when the gunshot was heard. But there was one small discrepancy. What discrepancy? There was some fried fish in the pocket of the specimen's overcoat. And that fish, it started to rot. What? If the victim liked fried fish, he presumably liked to eat it before it went off. Well, yes. What are you really trying to say? It's possible that someone tried to manipulate the apparent time of death. Manipulate the... Is that even possible to do? Theoretically, if you were to chill the body in ice, you could delay the onset of purification. And if the overcoat wasn't on the body at the time, then only the fish would have started to rot. With today's science, it's not yet possible to determine if the body was chilled or not. Today's science is advanced enough to let you freeze a corpse, it seems. But surely, to chill a corpse like that would require an enormous electronic refrigerator. I don't imagine many households in London are equipped with such a device. No, definitely not. But maybe in a factory? Or some other special places? I don't recall seeing any factories or such, like on Fresno Street, though. I wonder if the inspector's body had been chilled somehow. What might the actual time of death have been? I couldn't say for sure. But at the most, it might have been a day earlier. No! In other words, it would corroborate your previous deduction, Mr. Nardo. That Inspector Grayson was killed a day before his body was discovered, at a very different location. Did you inform Lord Strongheart of this possibility? He simply said that there was no electrical refrigerators of that size in the vicinity. Yes, one other thing. It's something the governor of Barclay Prison told us. He said that your mother, Dr. Seath, was responsible for confirming the death of the professor after his execution. The professor? Apparently you always enjoyed listening to your mother's stories about her work, so you're wondering if you might know something about what happened 10 years ago? That's not all Mama did. Sorry? My mama carried out the autopsy of Clint Van Six as well. What? Really? After Lord Van Six? Professor's final victim? The idea of carrying out an autopsy on a member of the aristocracy was completely unthinkable back then. The detective in charge of the investigation insisted it was miraculously authorized. That detective being Inspector Grayson, of course. An accomplishment for one man. That autopsy provided the vital clue needed to arrest the killer. And Mama was there for that historical event. Does all this mean? You know, that amazing autopsy happened right here in this very room. Professor and Clint von Zieks. They both spent their final moments before their burial at the section table here. So this lab, Mama's lab, was instrumental in some of the country's most important events. She really is proud of her mother. I wonder if you'd tell us more about exactly what happened back then, Dr. Corey. Alright, so let's find out a bit more. The professor's execution was Mama's first big case. She had to be in attendance at Barclay Prison's execution chamber and signed the certificate to confirm the convict's death. Mama is the best coroner in the world, you know. I was proud of her. But the execution didn't actually take place. No, and worse still, Mama actually helped with the jailbreak. I didn't want to know. Dear, you found out recently, you mean? I believed in her, my mama, but I wonder if I'm starting down the same path as her. You mean because you omitted the time of death on this autopsy report? That's because Lord Strongheart forbade you from including it. It's like Mama. I'm sure she was coerced by somebody too. Yes, that's my feeling as well. No doubt that there were powerful forces at play 10 years ago. The execution couldn't have been staged without a lot of people at the prison knowing about it. Obviously, the prison governor must have been in on it as well. Big man with the little handcuffs? According to what he told us, he was tricked by the chief warner. He says he knew nothing about it. Of course he said that. I'd say the same thing. Who was behind that jailbreak all those years ago? You mentioned the autopsy of Clint Van Zieks. It was at the time when carrying out autopsies of murder victims was very unusual. It's still not a practice that's observed in our country, even now. It turned out that he was the professor's final victim. When the autopsy was performed, Mama was present, although only as a secondary assistant. The person leading the procedure was called Dr. John H. Wilson. That's right, my daddy! There was one other person present, the primary assistant. He was a visiting student from the Far East. Wait, a visiting student? It must have been my father, Eugene Mikotoba. I had no idea Professor Mikotoba had been involved in something so important. But the outcome of that historical autopsy was the discovery of a vital piece of evidence that led to the capture of the professor. So that's how they came to identify Genshin Osaki as the infamous mass murderer. You happen to know anything about that piece of evidence? Can you tell us any more? Would you like to see the records for yourself? What? Would that be alright? What's the point of keeping records if people can't look at them? They're filed under V at the back of those cupboards, with the other records from the last decade. Thank you. Let's see. Van Zieks. Strange. What, Mr. Naruto? They aren't here. There's nothing under Van Zieks. There must be. Perhaps somebody took them away? No. No one's allowed to take documents related to the professor case out of this room. You're right. They're gone. Well, when was the last time somebody looked at them? You remember? Oh yes! I remember now. It was 2 years ago. A consulting detective came one day, saying that he'd like to see the records. No, you don't mean... Relax Sholmes was his name. Damn, I knew that was coming. Do you think he stole the records? No, surely not. Iris, that can't be right, can it? Iris? I'm Runo. I'm Runo? Oh, you don't mind, but... What is it, Iris? I just remembered something very important I have to do. I'm going to have to leave you now. Oh, this is very sudden, Iris. Well, we'll come with you then. Oh, no, there's no need. You and Runo could take your time here. Bye for now then. Good luck! Wait a minute, little girl. Me? I remember now. Been here before, haven't you? Oh. Have you, Iris? Yes, 2 years ago, when the detective came. You were with him, weren't you? You were a living specimen then, too. That's the way it usually works, yes. Was I? I really don't remember. Anyway, sorry, but I must dash. Wait, Iris? I brew up a pot for you when you get home. What's the matter with her? She's behaving really strangely all of a sudden. Well, in that case, we won't keep you any longer, either. It's been quite a while since I had any visitors. This was really fun. But next time you come, I prefer if you were ready for a dissection. I can't make any promises. Sorry. It's a bit strange that the records of Clint Van Ziek's autopsy have disappeared. I think we've asked all we came to ask now. I have to see what this is about. Let's have a closer look at this. Again, let's not. At least, not while she's armed. Okay. So where are we off to now? Are we gonna talk to Iris?